Another thing that got announced, I believe there are 47 Star Wars movies that have been announced lately. But one of the ones is a Mandalorian feature theatrical film. Now, whether they're going to call it The Mandalorian, the movie, or they're going to call it Star Wars Mandalorian, an anthology, or whether they're going to call it Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu, or whatever it is they end up calling it. They told us we're going to get a Mandalorian movie directed by John Favreau himself, which is exciting. But it was just still kind of nebulous, right? Like a lot of the other Star Wars, we announced this Star Wars movie and that Star Wars movie and this other Star Wars movie, and most of them never come to fruition. Well, now Bob Iger, from the mouth of Iger himself, has set the release window. It's coming in 2026. This comes to us from the folks at IGN who said the following. Disney CEO Bob Iger recently spoke about the new slate for Star Wars during an earnings call. This new slate will be led by the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and the release date has been set for 2026. Moreover, Pedro Pascal will be returning as the beloved bounty hunter. There was some questions about that floating around out there. Din Djarin and John Favreau will be the director. This movie will be the first of the other movies that were confirmed recently. So when they announced this movie, there were a couple of questions floating around. Some people thought that maybe Pedro Pascal wouldn't be coming back. He is coming back. The other question was, well, wait a minute. They said for a long time, like Kathleen Kennedy said that the next movie is the Rey movie. Kathy Kennedy says a lot of stuff. So obviously the Rey movie is not going to be the next movie. We're not going to get the Rey movie before whenever this comes out in 2026. So The Mandalorian is the next up. It's going to be the next one. Directed by John Favreau. I'm very excited on many levels for it. However, the one thing that I am a little concerned about, although this Moana news might alleviate my fears a little bit. John, what does the Moana news have to do with Mandalorian? Here's what it is. You guys who watch the show regularly know that my one kind of worry, just worried, I'm not saying it's going to happen, just worried. My one worry has been that this Mandalorian feature film was going to be nothing but an ad for the Mandalorian Disney Plus TV series. And hey, everybody, did you like this movie? Well, make sure you sign up to Disney Plus to see the continuing adventures of Mando and Grogu. Because that will elicit a really big FU from me. If you're going to do this movie, give it the respect, the time, everything that it deserves to be as a major theatrical Star Wars film. Don't make it about it's just an ad for a Disney Plus frickin' show. Even if it's a Disney Plus show I like. Just don't do that. Again, hearing the news about Moana that Bob Iger looked at, this thing was Moana 2 was supposed to be a series destined for Disney Plus, and Bob Iger said, no, it's too good for that. We're going to put it in theaters. That makes me maybe feel a little bit safer about this, that maybe this is going to be treated not as this is going to be a marketing piece for our Disney Plus show, but rather be treated as truly a cherished Star Wars theatrical experience. Something we need terribly badly after The Rise of Skywalker. We need this so badly. So it's good to hear this, and it's good to hear that it's going to be the next one out of the gate. And you know what, Chris? It kind of fits under that discussion we just had about, the fact that they're going to be doing a bunch of sequels in animation right now. It kind of falls under that because it's like, look, I think Bob Iger realizes and understands we need not just a box office win, we need a critical win with our Star Wars, especially coming off of The Rise of Skywalker. We need something that the audience collectively loves, that the critics love, and does well at the box office. And let's face it, your best chance of starting out in the right direction is by coming out with a Mandalorian movie than, say, one of the new films that one of the directors says they're going to do, or a Rey movie, per se. So I don't know. You heard about this. 2026 is when we're going to get it. And apparently they're going to start shooting it this summer. What do you think about this?
We'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
I've got my contact at Disney who was walking me through the quarterly call and everything, and was talking about some of the stuff happening here with Mando and everything. So I was very, very excited about it because it seems like things are moving forward so that we should get this in 2026. I say should just because we've been burned before. And while I'm very, very optimistic, hope springs eternal, I would really like this movie by 2026. I can also foresee some scheduling issues coming up or some other things, especially if Pedro Pascal is doing this and Fantastic Four and all the other things that he's doing. So I'm just not going to hold my breath if that's the absolute date. But that being said, I'm really excited about this film. I think this is the way to go. This is the way.
Oh,
There we go.
I mean,
I think yeah, Dre?
no, I'm just saying Pedro Pascal should rent a house just near the lot.
He's
going to be there.
The Disney lot, because he's going to be
Hang
running
out
back
there.
and
Yeah,
forth
just pinging
between
back
two
and
He's
forth.
going
sets.
to be there a lot.
Exactly.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. On average, it takes about 30 days for a person to break their New Year's resolution. So if saving money was on your 2024 list, your odds aren't looking that great. Luckily, I have a 100% guaranteed way to save you money this year. Just switch to Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for $15 a month. I've told you guys many times that after switching to Mint Mobile, I am spending less than a third on my cell bill than I used to with a major carrier. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All Mint plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And don't worry about having to change phones or numbers. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. So guys, to get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bills to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
I think, too, the television show is a really great thing to jump from because you can also see what worked with your audience, what didn't, and everything. I did not have as many issues as you guys did about some of the cuter things that happened with Mandalorian or the Jack Blackness of the Mandalorian. But if that didn't, resonate with all viewers, then it's, hey, okay, what did we really like in our series? What really worked, still moves our story forward, gets back to the heart of this father-son relationship, this found family relationship that still ties into the greater Star Wars universe, but also can move Star Wars forward as a whole. Even though this is at a very specific point in time, I want it to be something that we learn more things about that we can take for future films. Not in the same way that like midichlorians changed things or anything, but I want to know what happens to Grogu. And I swear to God, if any of you say right now that he dies, I'll flip this table.
But they do have to kill him at some point.
No, he's been in hiding.
It's the only explanation for him not being anywhere to be found in the original trilogy. But to your point about like my worry about they're just using it to promote Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. A lot of other people have brought up a concern, and I think it's a justified one, that is this going to excite people who don't have Disney Plus? Is this going to excite people who have not watched Mandalorian? Because let's face it, we just went over the top streaming shows of 2023. You know what wasn't on the list? Mandalorian. So, I mean, are they limiting the potential audience from this because they're doing it based on a show that not everybody has watched?
Well, if Disney is smart, what I think they'll do is kind of the same thing they did with Ms. Marvel. We released those episodes to actual television.
Put them out on ABC.
Exactly.
That's a good idea.
Do a Mando like few nights, or hey, for the next month or two, we're doing, Mando Mondays, and you can watch the show so you're caught up for the movie. Mm-hmm. Or at least enough of that, maybe to tease it out just so you do want to go get Disney Plus. Because that's the other thing here. Is it going to drive subscribers to go, oh, I've not watched any of this. Should I get a Disney Plus subscription now? Or do you do that thing where you put it on ABC so you build up that momentum, get people excited, and then they go, oh, well, from now on, I absolutely have to watch my Star Wars shows right when they drop. I don't want them ruined for me.
All right.
The creators ruin them themselves.
Oh, shots fired!
Listen. Maybe the plan, even though he was nowhere to be found, maybe the plan is little baby Grogu survives.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was dead the whole time.
And is one of the first students in Rey's new Jedi Academy.
Yay.
I don't know. Maybe they're going to do that.
Yeah,
I
they
personally
using
think
the
he
Power
dies.
Star
but-
Killer base?
He has
I don't
already,
know.
though, turned away from the Force to an extent, right? He didn't complete his training with Luke. He decided he wanted to stay with Papa, because who wouldn't? And so maybe then we meet a Grogu later on who is a full-blown Mandalorian, who's been living out the way, or who has become some other kind of individual, or finally is ready to return to the Force. There's so many things you can do with him.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.